Did you know there are some common mistakes in digital art that almost every beginner makes? And if I told you that fixing these mistakes now could seriously speed up your progress and save you some frustration? That's right. Many of the problems people encounter while creating digital art can be avoided with a few simple tweaks and adjustments. Today, let's dive into 10 digital art fails every beginner makes, and more importantly, how to fix each of them right now. By the way, if you're tired of drawing and feeling like nothing is improving, pay attention. Mark Brunet's Art School for Digital Artists was what pulled my drawings out of stagnation and gave me an insane boost. It's like going through an art school, but for a fraction of the price and only with what really matters: perspective, anatomy, color, composition, and much more, all explained step by step, from beginner to advanced. It is, by far, the best and most complete art course on the market. Don't waste time stuck at the same level. The link's in the description. Check it out now. Let's get back to the video. Not using layers properly. Let's be honest. We've all created a piece with everything drawn on a single layer, thinking it would be more convenient. But then, when you need to tweak a detail or change a color, you realize it was a disaster. Layers are one of the biggest advantages of digital art. Separate your work into parts. One layer for the sketch, another for colors, another for shadows, and so on. This gives you far more control and makes it easier to make adjustments without messing up the whole piece. Name your layers so you don't lose track, and use folders to organize specific parts, like hair or clothing. Trust me, this organization will save you one day. There's nothing more frustrating than painting for 20 minutes only to realize you've done it all on the wrong layer. Ignoring the concept of resolution and canvas size. Here's another classic mistake: opening a new file without worrying about resolution. So you spend hours drawing, but when you zoom in, everything looks pixelated. Low resolution limits the level of detail you can add. Ideally, work at 300 dpi, or higher depending on the project, and at sizes larger than you think you'll need, if your computer can handle it. This way, your art will be more detailed and ready for print if needed. Always set the resolution before you start, and if in doubt, go with a higher resolution. Using the eraser to soften shadows and colors. Many people think that to create a smooth transition between colors, you just need to use the eraser with low opacity, but this technique can leave the art looking flat and artificial. Instead, try using brushes with low opacity and experimenting with blending modes to mix colors. Using brushes with different textures also helps create a more natural look in shadows and light transitions. Overdoing the zoom. You know that habit of working at 500% zoom? Well, it's a trap. When you draw at extreme zoom levels, it's easy to lose sight of the piece as a whole. It's best to keep the zoom at a level where you can see a good portion of the drawing, making broad adjustments first and working on larger shapes. Then, when you need to add specific details, go ahead and zoom in. But always take a step back occasionally to make sure the whole piece looks cohesive. Ignoring color and light adjustment tools. Digital art allows you to easily adjust colors and lighting, but many people overlook these resources. Tools like hue, saturation, color balance, and curves let you control the colors and intensities in your artwork. This can add more realism, depth, or even create an interesting lighting effect. Try making color and contrast adjustments before finalizing your art. This gives it a more polished touch and creates a sense of visual unity. Not experimenting with textures and brush types. If you always use the same brushes, you're probably limiting your work's potential. Brushes with different textures and opacities can transform the look of your digital art, adding detail or enhancing the depth of shadows and highlights. Download and test both free and paid brushes, and see how they can bring new layers of style and sophistication to your work. Not defining a light source. Lighting is everything in art, but many beginners don't set the light source before they start coloring. As a result, shadows and highlights end up looking disconnected and inconsistent. To avoid this, imagine where the light is coming from, whether it's warm or cool, and where it hits the subject. This will make the drawing more realistic and add depth. A practical tip is to make a quick sketch of the shadows to visualize where each one will fall before you start coloring. Over-relying on undo. The famous Control-Z is a lifesaver but can also become an addiction. Constantly using this tool can hinder your learning and your ability to naturally correct mistakes. Instead of undoing every time something doesn't go as planned, try fixing it directly in the drawing. This will help you develop confidence and improve your ability to adapt. Are you pressing Control-Z too much? Try holding back and solving the issue manually. Forgetting to take a break before finalizing. Spending hours working on a piece and wanting to finish it all at once can backfire. After a while, our eyes and brain start getting used to the drawing, and we lose the ability to see errors or inconsistencies. So one of the best things you can do is take a break and come back later. This will give you a fresh view of the art, allowing you to spot areas that need adjustment. Working on multiple projects at the same time is also a good approach. When you start to get tired of one, you can switch to another, making you more productive. Underestimating the importance of study and practice. This might be the biggest mistake of all. Many beginners want quick results and skip the study phase, like anatomy, perspective, light, and shadow. But without this foundation, it's hard to reach an advanced level. Digital art isn't just about tools and effects. It's about having a deep understanding of how things work. So if you really want to improve, dedicate some time to practice and study art fundamentals. Invest in courses, books, videos, or even tutorials from artists you admire. There you have it. Now that you know the 10 most common digital art mistakes, I hope you can avoid them and progress even faster on your artistic journey. Don't worry, mistakes are part of the process, and the best part is that we can fix each of these with a bit of practice and attention. Remember, each mistake is a learning opportunity. So take a deep breath, open your drawing software, and apply these tips. Soon, you'll notice a difference in the quality of your work. If this video helped you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next ones. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to check the description. There are several important links that can help you even more. See you in the next video.